5 tips for accessible content. The first tip is having a simplistic text that you would like to show to your students or your other viewers. The information needs to be simple, aka clear, concise, and to the point. Your viewers need to have very simple text so they can comprehend what they are trying to learn, no matter what age they are. This will help students with learning disabilities as well. A lot of 504 plans and IEPs talk about reading out loud. Well, if they need to have the text read out loud, they can comprehend easier text than more complicated, and that goes for all subjects. If you need to insert any links into your text or website, make sure you use very descriptive, short description links. This does not include click here or touch here or any cliche phrases. This can confuse a reader that will help assist a blind person navigate throughout your text or websites. The next tip for accessible content is having a generic, easy layout. What do I mean by this? Well, if you are giving notes to your students, graphic organizers, bullet points, headlines that help break down ideas really help out the student. I also like to use fill in the blanks so the students are able to follow along in my guided notes. In addition, on websites, they need to be easy to navigate. This means that you have clear headlines, you have links that show other info that are clearly labeled to wherever the destination is going to be. And most importantly, on any type of layout, your background colors and text colors cannot clash. This will definitely disrupt any type of reader, people who are colorblind, and anyone who has difficulty seeing text in general. This may lose interest in that viewer as well. Another tip is going to have an alternative type of an assignment. Not every learner learns the same way. You have a visual learner, an auditory learner, verbal, and even physical. I know for myself, when trying to learn a new rugby tool to use out in the field, I need to hear it and see it with a demonstration, and then myself walk through it. So I need to be able to encompass every type of learning style into figuring out what my coach is telling me to do. This also goes for students. I know a lot of my students in my lower level math class don't even want to be there. So incorporating some of these activities that talk about their different styles of learning helps them keep engaged and learn the information. A lot of my students are quickly realizing that they need to understand the material and they can't just keep avoiding it. I like to use various apps and websites and different styles of instruction in my classroom. This past year, I tested out a flipped classroom style where a student watches a video that I created and to preview the lesson. It also incorporates videos that link to real-world situations, vocabulary with graphic organizers, and self-guided notes starting from very easy to higher level learning. Another tip is to include text when you're dealing with videos and pictures. This specifically helps out people who are blind and deaf. People who are blind and have a reader can read alternative text to a picture. So if there isn't any text to a picture or it just comes up with mumbles through the reader, then the blind person is going to feel very frustrated because they cannot see what everybody else does. In addition, for videos, captions are very helpful to not just people who have hearing loss, but to everybody. I know for a fact that even though I'm not an English language learner, and sometimes I lose interest because of the person who's speaking in the video, I like to read along with the video so I can also see what is going on and comprehend. And my students, for me, and I know I like to bring up my students a lot, but being from New Jersey, I do have an accent and I do talk really fast. So having a caption for my videos will help my students who hear at a little slower pace and don't understand my accent can learn. least, motivation. Motivation nowadays takes so much of effort for teachers. I know when I was growing up, even though I'm only 25, I can just learn paper and pencil, take notes, study this, memorize it. And still to this day, that's how I kind of have to go back and learn things. However, with all this technology available, my students learn in a very hands-on way. I like to connect real-world situations to my math, including videos. And for my higher level students, I like to have student-led activities, which involves creating a lesson, analyzing a lesson, creating their own videos and group work and projects that incorporate algebra. So there are many hands-on ways that you can keep your students motivated even though you're learning math. Those are my citations. Thank you for listening to my video.